Hello guys and welcome to Kilifi Online TV. I'm your host Movali Derek, and today this is the executive show. We're talking about things to do with information literacy and career awareness. Today in information literacy for long life learning, we're going to check on the pitfalls and the gaps among other things. But remember, it's not going to be a one episode show. It's going to be something that is going to run from day in, day out, as we continue to seek to answer the questions most of you students are asking. Where do I go next after doing a certain course? And I'm already in campus. I've selected this course, but I've realized it's not what I wanted. What do I do? Where do I start? These are some of the things that we seek to get answers to. Today, in this video, we are going to seek answers to that with Moses Isusa, the Pwani University librarian. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Maybe you can give us a brief introduction of yourself.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Moses Isusa. I'm a librarian, and I am now the head of the library services at Pwani University, beginning 2017. Basically, mine is to give direction, policy, do budgeting, and also manage staff, as well as offer services to our stakeholders, who are the students, the lecturers, and our community. So basically, when I'm doing my work, I have to collect information and then make it available in our physical apparatus and also electronic apparatus, and make it available to the users. So in so doing, we are supposed to make our users aware through the platforms of information literacy for now and for lifelong learning. And I've been doing this since I joined Pwani University in 2017 up to till now.
That's a very, very nice introduction there, Mr. Moses. And now let's get into the basis of our conversation today.
Yes.
You have done information literacy capacity. There are students who come into campus to do various courses.
Yes.
Maybe back at home before you join, there is that course application. You want to do this, you want to do that. Maybe as a person who have been in this field of information, you know these courses, you interact with these books, you interact with these students for around 5 years or so. What are some of the do's and the don'ts that a student should consider when selecting a course coming into the institution of higher learning?
Yeah, when a student is selecting a course, there are things that one needs to put into perspective. First and foremost, when you begin your education journey, there are things which come to your mind, like you dream to be a pilot, you dream to be an engineer, or you want to follow your father's footsteps or a relative's footsteps, or someone you look up to who could be in the international sphere. But then when you start going into school, there are hard facts dawn on you. You realize your abilities can give you certain marks, certain levels of grades. So when you are choosing a course, you are maybe curtailed by the requirements to pursue that course, which could say for you to do engineering or information science, you need this cutoff point. Now, in the modern times, also the financial aspect can curtail you. So now, what you need to do, first and foremost, you need to be aware and used to following instructions. I've realized most of our students, when they are joining university, they are given an admission letter with instructions. But they rarely read the instructions.
They just fill the admission letter.
Yes, they receive the admission letter, but they don't read the instructions. In the instructions, we have got a number of things that enable you to be focused. They don't even visit the website of the university to see the alternatives. Should you have picked a course that is not of your passion, you can be able to change. So information literacy, information awareness, information knowledge, understanding should help one to make good choices, because we say choices have consequences. If you make the wrong choice in first year, you will end up with a course or a program for 4 years that may not help you. So basically, talk to the professionals in the university, to research, do a little bit of research on the internet now that is freely available, to see the trajectory of the program you are going to undertake in first year and up to fourth year before you go through with it. Then listen to your heart. What do you want to achieve in life? What do you want to achieve in life, so that you model your studies alongside your passion? Otherwise, you may be doing business mathematics when your passion is engineering. So you score A's in business mathematics. But when you start going out of the course, you realize the course content is not reflecting what you need. So first and foremost, read the instructions, consult the lecturers in the university, check the university website, see what programs are on offer, then also visit the internet to see the growth of the program you are picking.
That brings us to this. You have spoken of researching online.
Yes.
You know, right now online there is a lot of fraud.
Yes.
So according to you, as a person who has done these researches for long, what are some of the sites that you may recommend to a student that if you get information from this site, is the information is a legit information? Because most of us know that a platform like Wikipedia is not usually so accurate. What are some of the sites on social media that they have accurate information? And also, secondly, maybe you can hint to us the issue of marketable courses.
Yes.
You know, someone will select a course in the scenario that, you know, this course is marketable, it has a lot of area to exploit.
Yes.
Now, do you think that when selecting a course, you should do the marketable course? And second, when doing research, which is the best site or the best platform for a student to go when doing research?
Yeah, thank you. For one to be able to be aware of how to pick which trajectory to follow, the best starting point is the academic institution websites. The academic institution website, they upload the courses they are offering. So the course on offer by the chartered universities, it should be the first place of call for a student, because you will see the program on offer and the course outline, and you will see how it grows. The second place to go is the industry itself. The industry itself, the employer himself. For example, if you want to be employed by Mumias Sugar Company, you would want to see who are the people who work in Mumias Sugar Company and what are their profiles. So when you go to, for example, like SpaceX or Bill Gates, or you go to a company in America that offers certain jobs. So you look at the profile of the company. You would see when they advertise their jobs, the requirements they want for the person to work in that company. It may be an accountant, or maybe a data analyst, or is it be a content analyst, or is it a writer? Or you want to work for KTN, you have to visit the KTN website. Get to see what is their mission, what is their vision, what is their goal, what is their mandate. That way you get to be focused to know, if I plan to work for KTN, I need to be aware of KTN before I finish my studies. Otherwise, you would be preparing yourself for a company when you really do not know what you will deliver to that company. So you must visit the well-known websites of the individual institutions, individual companies, individual organizations that you are planning to work for. May it be in Kenya, may it be in Africa, may it be beyond Africa, so that you prepare yourself alongside the institutions you would prefer to go and work for. Otherwise, it will be like getting into the forest and you do not even know the type of firewood you are looking for, but then you will still get firewood inside. Then you end up at home with the firewood that maybe your mama will tell you, this one, we don't use it to light fire. So you have to be careful from the beginning. Focus, which tree are you going to collect for firewood? Which tree are you going to collect for roofing? Which tree are you going to collect for making the posts? So you have to be methodical at the beginning before you commence on the course.
Now, are there courses that are more marketable than others?
I will now explain it differently. From my perspective, God created man in his own image.
Yeah.
And God created man to understand knowledge. And therefore, God created all the universe of knowledge. Let me now look at it from my perspective. Knowledge is classified in 10 big classes. There is the generalia class, there is the philosophy class, then there is the religion class, there is the social sciences class, there is the languages class, there is the pure sciences class, there is the applied sciences class, then we have got the arts, we have got the literature, then we have got the geography and history. Why do we classify knowledge in all those facets? It's because it is known, it's being utilized, it's being developed, it's growing.
Yeah.
So there is no knowledge that is lesser than the other. What normally happens are the trends. Today, what is trending may not be what was trending in 1800. But information and knowledge grows and evolves.
Yeah.
For example, in Japan, if you go right now, ladies are nude and working alongside men who are dressed. When you ask them what they are doing, they will tell you they are defending their democratic space. But if you are to be in Africa, in Kalahari Desert, and you found Africans in loincloths, they will say that is what we call background, backwardness. They'll call that is what we call inferiority or something like something bad. They will give it a bad terminology. You get? Yeah. Them, they'll give it a good term. When it comes to Africa, they give it a bad term. So it's the way you look at knowledge. So there is no, of course, you would say is more marketable than the other. What happens is the trends change. So you may say anthropology is bad compared to engineering. You would say history is smaller than physics. Far away from the truth. For those people who do physics and they discover technologies, the historians will come and describe the technologies. For those people who are not there when the technologies were being invented. So which knowledge is inferior to the other? They are symbiotic, they are correlated. It's only packaging and repackaging that happens. Today, it may look like it's not on high demand. Tomorrow, it may be on high demand. So it mutates, it navigates, it grows, it improves itself. It can go down, it can come up, but there is no knowledge you could say is superior than the others. In God's image, all knowledge is relevant in our lives, but it can only come up and go down. So, for example, what you need to do is to focus. What is trending today, work towards what is trending today, as you are aware that it can change to what is not trending today, and therefore you may need it. That's why people would do CRE with IT. That's why people would do Kiswahili with IT. There is nothing wrong with that, but it is only adaptability that makes knowledge evolve. For example, in 1960s, travelers, bell bottoms, and high heels were trending. Nowadays, I'm seeing the same things coming slowly after a certain transition. So let us just focus, look at for example, in Kenya, what is the government talking about? The Big Four agenda. The blue economy is trending. Agriculture is trending. Manufacture is trending.
Fashion is trending.
Yes. And then fashion is trending. Content development is trending. So when you are studying, align your study on the things that are in the focus of the nation, that are in the focus of the world, then align yourself in that order. Then you'll be on the right track.
Do you believe that there is the aspect of passion and the society?
Yes.
Whereby a student is born, is a footballer by birth, or is passionate about doing football, or is passionate doing music.
Yes.
But now, since the father wants a teacher in the family, he makes the child do teaching.
Yes.
Let's take an example for this lady journalist who did law. After doing law, he went back to do journalism and became a journalist. Do you think people should do what they're passionate about, or they should do what is marketable?
I'm very happy that the government has picked CBC and has modeled it to the way that it develops talent,
Yeah.
and it develops the trajectories that are optional. Talent should come first, for heaven's sake, because people who are talented, they follow their passion, they follow their hearts, and they move faster compared to taught and learned things.
Yeah.
When you are learning how to do something, it takes you a bit of time to master the tricks around it to be able to perfect the way you do it.
Yeah.
But if you follow talent and passion, it comes automatically to you. So now, for example, you are a footballer by talent. When you touch the ball, it just goes where it should go.
Yeah.
But when you touch a pen and you're drawing, you don't get it right.
Yeah.
And your father says you should become an artist. So you struggle for the next 18 years.
Yeah.
Because your father doesn't want you to play football, you end up being a poor artist. Let us look at Diego, the javelin thrower. He trained himself on YouTube because he was passionate about it. He earned accolades out of it. So we should allow people to explore their talents if they are talented and move as far as they can. Let us look at Elon Musk. Elon Musk doesn't have a PhD,
Yeah.
but he makes rockets, he makes cars, he makes good batteries, he makes electric cars. This is a person who is passionate, who is talented, who is gifted. He's gifted in the way he does his things.
Yeah.
Even Ben Carson. Ben Carson was rated as a very poor student in class. He didn't understand geography. But when it came to medicine, it was through talent, and he could operate on very difficult situations.
So the new curriculum is a positive impact.
It is a positive impact on talent, on passion.
Yeah.
It is going to give you a career path through talent, and you'll be certified by Kenya National Qualification Authority. You'll be given a certificate for talent, for achievement, achievers. If you're an achiever, you will be certified, and you'll be ranked alongside the normal route of education. So it's a win-win situation. It's a balancing act. Those who want to do mathematics, keep doing your good mathematics. Keep crunching the numbers. But those who want to develop content, those who want to create content, do it passionately, and you will just be at par at the end of the day.
Maybe before we conclude this, you have just spoken of Diego teaching himself through YouTube.
Yes.
So according to you, do you believe that YouTube is another class? That you are in campus?
Yes.
Or you are in any institution, at the same time you can just study some things through YouTube?
That is a very perfect way of doing things, and that is why even Pwani University is offering blended learning.
Yeah.
Blended learning means you can have contact hours with the lecturer, but you can still also have recorded lessons that you can listen to later on, or you can have a Zoom lesson, like where we call the Soma.
Yeah.
Most of our modern youths prefer to learn by themselves from their comfort zones. So if you insist that people should come between a four wall to learn certain concepts, it wastes time and it also wastes energy. So YouTube is a platform that people can get to learn from, and that's why we are saying liberalizing education, because the world has become a global village. With the high speeds of bandwidth and internet, there is no reason as to why you should confine people to four walls.
Yeah.
People can learn from anywhere, and effectively so. Because when it's in a recorded media, you can watch it repeatedly compared to attending a lesson where a teacher delivers once and goes away, and that teacher may not repeat it exactly that way. But if it's recorded, you can listen to it again and again and again and again until you perfect the concepts that are being said there.
Yeah.
So for YouTube and blended learning, I would encourage that for modern user, modern student, modern teacher, modern lecturer, we should adopt and be adept with the modern technologies and trends of learning and teaching. Let us use the available resources that are now even cheaper to accelerate even the time a student takes in the university. Why should a student take 4 years in a university when you can take 2 years and a half? If we were to do it using the media that we have. Because how would it be? Instead of taking a lesson for 8 hours, you can have a lesson load of 16 hours. So the first load is physical between 8 to 5. Then from 6 onwards, you are given recorded classes. You go through them and you bring a feedback to the teacher. You will finish in 2.5 years. Why are we so rigid in the way we are delivering education? We should make it flexible so that people should finish early enough to come and deliver.
Now, maybe on our last question, the last question I have for you, you have interacted with students who are completing their stay in campus.
Yes.
They're about to graduate. And most of them, when you meet them, they're like, what next after graduation? Am I even going to start? So maybe an advice to these people, where should one start after graduation? And what is it that most employees look for in a person when they're going to employ you? Because mostly you see students in campus say they attend class, they get the good grades, but someone spends 5 years stomaching. Then you meet someone, okay, was in campus, was a nice student, but simply because he knows some 1-2 things in the outward life, he already gets something to do. So what is your advice? We have a lot that is going to graduate very soon. We have those that have graduated. What should they keep? And even we have those who are having dream of graduating. What should they keep in mind?
Now the buck stops at the institutions of learning. In the final year of study, or for example, the 4th year of study, I would want it to be more about practicals and engagement with the industry. There should be apprenticeship, right? There should be attachment to industry. The students should be attached to the industry and should be taught hands-on on what they are going to do, so that there is no disconnect. If you are going to be a teacher, like the whole 4th year should be engaged in the practicals, being in the school for the whole January to December, learning how to run a school, run a lesson, prepare a lesson, and what have you. And in each week you are assessed and awarded marks. So it should be a continuous process, so that by the time you finish the 4th year, it is you already know how to be a teacher, rather than going there for 3 months and coming back out. Have you completed the whole period of educating a learner to completion? No. You've just gone in for a third of the process, which is very wrong. If the whole year prepares you for the market, like what the government is now doing, internship. After you have finished your degree, you go in for a year's internship. The students who are coming here for internship, they now come here when they're totally green. They have the certificate, but they do not have the know-how. They don't have the hands-on. They don't know even what to do at the place of work. That's why a student will tell you, I have my degree, but I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do, simply because there is no mentorship, and there is a disconnect between the industry and the classroom. So we should connect the industry, reconnect the industry and the classroom, so that there is symbiotic relationship. Kitambo, you could find a finalist student is already picked by the industry, because the learning institutions train on content and concepts developed and demanded by industry. So you are already attached to the company as you are finishing. So they just await for certification of completion while you are already picked. That is what we should encourage, so that students do not tarmac too much. If that can happen, then we shall move in the right direction. The employers are looking for these things. Everybody could have a degree, first class honors. Everybody could have a degree, upper second class honors. But that is not that works. What works is what you have gained and gathered in your head, and you are able to demonstrate it and do it. The employer is looking for skills, things like communication skills, leadership skills, data analysis skills, and such like skills. The employer is looking for innovation. Can you adapt the knowledge you've gained to the doing of the work? Can you deliver by application? Can you apply that knowledge adaptability. The employer is looking for creativity. Can you be creative at the place of work? The employer is looking for leadership. Are you able to lead a team, or are you able to lead yourself? Can you be self-driven? The employer is also looking for other attributes like, have you been involved in society? What we call corporate social responsibility. Are you somebody who has been attached to society in maybe volunteer things? Have you been able to be in charge and be able to deliver to society? Can you impact society? Can you transform society? The employer is looking for things like association with the corporate and professional bodies. Are you a member of a professional body? In what standing are you? Have you helped the professional body to spur your profession to grow?
Yeah.
So the employer is not looking for a diploma alone. He's not looking for a certificate alone. He's not looking for a degree alone. He's looking for a wholesome person. Have you been nurtured? Have you been mentored? Can you fit in society? Can you fit in that company? Can you interact and integrate yourself with that company staff effortlessly? So when you apply and you fail to give us your referees, when you apply for a job, you fail to write an application letter and sign. When you apply for a job, you fail to attach your certificate, your transcripts. When you apply for a job, you fail to attach the certificate you are given in your church. You fail to attach the certificate you were given when you registered for a member of an organization. Then the criteria that selects the people who come for an interview throws you away. Then you start complaining, I have applied for 10 jobs, I have never been called for an interview, I've never been employed. There are the pitfalls that are and the gaps in your education that denies you the opportunity. So we as a university, we need to mentor and prepare our graduates as they exit to be tooled and retooled with these skills that prepare them and anchor them in a state that will enable them to navigate easily into the job market. Employers are looking for people who can create jobs. Like you go to an employer, you start working, the employer wants you to also create jobs. So when you are working, you should be able to create work for other people. That is what the employer is looking for you. From you. So when you speak to the employer during the interview, if you have been lucky to be employed, the employer is looking for, were you involved in a teamwork? Were you involved in a project? What did you achieve in the project? What were the deliverables? What were the objectives? Did you complete the project? Did you complete the task? How was the impact of the task you are given positive to the company? So when you are speaking in the interview, if you can convince the panel that you are able to navigate through all this, then you get picked and you get the job.
Oh.
Yes.
Now, as we conclude, that was a really, really healthy conversation on some of the information that you need as you enter campus and before you transit out of campus. Maybe as we conclude, what will be your last advice to students and the education system at large?
The biggest challenge we are having nowadays is that we are having a society that is not a reading society.
Yeah.
The modern learner, the modern student, the modern youth does not want to read extensively. I am having a challenge with the SMS, short message sending.
Yeah.
Everybody, even in the exam, is writing an examination in SMS. So you are not communicating. When you engage a modern learner, a modern student, there is no discourse, there is no content, because everything is in SMS, everything is in short form.
Yeah.
What I would say is that we should find a way of reading widely. And I would say this, even if you're doing chemistry, for heaven's sake, to improve your language and grasp around chemistry, read novels, read the newspaper, watch television, get to know what is trending, get to know what is happening. Don't just Fix yourself on chemistry alone and ignore the facets of knowledge around you. You are living in a society, and the society is composed of all of these things. How will you be a good a doctor when you do not understand the diseases that affect Kilifi? You have come to Pwani, you have entered Pwani University, you do not know where Mkoroshoni is, you do not know where Ganze is, you do not know where Bamba is. You have never been to Malindi. You have never been. You should know your country.
Yeah.
You should know the challenges of your country by visiting
And interacting
with the people and the community, so that you know, if I'm going to be a chemistry teacher, there is a school in Gaza that requires me. So let us open ourselves to our needs, to our society. Let us not say that's not my problem.
Yeah.
The moment you go to the attitude of that's not my problem, is a defeatist attitude. Again, let me observe this. Our modern youth are born today in a rental house. Tomorrow they go to school. When they are 2 years, they remain in school up to university. They do not know how to wash themselves. They do not know how to wash the house. They do not know how to wash the environment. I think maybe in future, after maybe university or after maybe Form 4, the youth should be left into the community to go and have hands-on experience with even cooking an egg, preparing tea, to be an all-rounded person. The moment you are an all-rounded person, you are now aware of the challenges that can confront you even at the job place. Because if you got to go to the job place and you do not know how to close the door behind you, you do not know how to switch off lights in a room that is not being used, you will not get a job. You can go for an interview and you find they just have left a running tap at the door. They have left the door open. You walk into the interview room and you fail to close the door. You walk into somebody's office, he's talking to somebody, and you want to be served. You just crash into those people without even excusing yourself or greeting them. I've seen that many times.
Yeah.
Etiquette. So what we need is to read widely. When you read widely, you learn a lot from wider reading. So read beyond your subject area.
Oh, thank you. Remember, they usually say when you enter any boardroom, they only need 3 things. They need wisdom, they need vision, and they need a solution. I was your host, Mwavali Derek, and this is the Executive Show. We're taking a journey into the career field. As a student, what should you know as you start your journey into being an independent person in the society? Remember to like, to comment, and to subscribe. Whatever view you have, leave it in the comment section. Whatever question you have, leave it in the comment section. When we rejoin next with the school librarian, he'll respond to those questions. Till we meet again, have a lovely day.